Hey everybody, it's Rob the Metal Guy, and I'm back at you with a video update here for the channel. Like I've always said, trying to be more regular with the updates, trying to be more consistent. Actually, I'm still getting over, well, I'm feeling a lot better. I was sick last week, sick as a dog, had a cold, definitely took me out for a couple days. Starting to feel, the end of it, right? You still have the residual effect, so I might not sound 100%, but I said to myself, nah, I still want to make a video, get this out on the channel, talk about Insanity here, wearing the t-shirt, very bloody, gory t-shirt, SF Area Death Thrash band, very influential, put out a demo in '85 that some people can even say is one of the early releases that, influenced death metal music. Of course, Possessed, Seven Churches, people have cited as the first death metal album, and then you get the whole debate of which came first or which is the first quote death metal album. Possessed, Seven Churches, Scream Bloody Gore by Death. Possessed, Seven Churches came first, but I've always said there's so many things you can, argue or take this and that, what was really the first quote death metal album. But to me, there's a lot of releases that played an important part. And Insanity, their demo in '85, for sure, I believe, had a huge influence on extreme metal music, death metal. Napalm Death actually covered a song of Insanity's, so there you go. And actually, it's my favorite Insanity song, Fire, Death, Fate, which is featured on this CD. This is kind of cool. This is a compilation CD that has the '85 demo. That was the first Insanity release that I listened to ever. And it also has songs from Death After Death, their first album, I believe. First quote, I guess, official full length if you check the archives. They had demos before, like I said, the '85 demo. And then you also have remastered material as well on this compilation. It's called From the Grave. I'm sure you can possibly buy it, online. There's copies available. I actually got this when I saw Insanity perform live. Not too long ago here, I saw them at the Ritz in San Jose. They put on a killer set. I'd listened to the '85 demo for a while over the years. Enjoyed it. And when I heard that they were playing, I was like, awesome, because they really don't play that often. And David Gorsuch, he's one of the founding members. He sings right now and plays guitar. He's very talented as a guitarist. I like his work. Some of the songs you listen to from the '80s, what they were doing, definitely had an influence on future death metal releases for sure. And that's where I've always said that, I can understand when people want to get into this debate of which came first. But I always just feel like just acknowledge the fact that you had some releases that would go on to be very influential. And Insanity, for sure, I think their music had a huge impact on extreme metal, death metal releases that would come out. As much as Possessed and Death. I mean, there's a lot of bands you can go through and even say, I have always said, it may have not been the quote first death metal release, but Altars of Madness, once that album came out, in my opinion, when that first Morbid Angel album officially came out, right, Altars of Madness, that's when death metal went up a whole new step. And then all these bands started coming out right after. Again, it seemed like that album kickstarted a lot. So I've always felt when it comes to the debate of, well, Possessed came first, no, Death came first. And sometimes I feel people get a little bit narrow-minded, and because they're trying to defend which came first, they completely ignore so many influential extreme metal releases, or they just ignore the actual talent of the releases and the artists. So sometimes I tell the metal people, stop your bitching. Respect it, enjoy it all, quit throwing tantrums over which came first. But Insanity, '85, I mean, this release, or their demo release, like I said, for a demo, pretty damn impressive. Some of the riffs and what they were coming up with. Fire, Death, Fate, still one of my favorites. Blood for Blood, that's a track I also like. Another song that I'm really a big fan of them is Night of the Dead. Yeah, they have some really good tracks on this album. And then, like I said, the '85 demo, if you haven't listened to that, listen to that release. But if you want, the CD's got it all. And I'm sure you can find their albums, like I say, online. Hell's Headbangers, any metal distribution. Actually, I think possibly from Insanity, they might have, their own official place to buy it. They had quite a few copies I saw selling their albums at the show. And yeah, they played great. I thought they put on a killer set. They still, and the members of the band all sounded tight. So, and they're working on new material, which is kind of awesome to hear that Insanity's still going. And it looks like you're going to have a new Insanity release possibly this year, from what Dave was saying at the show. And that was pretty cool to hear. And also the tracks they played that were new songs they had written, those were some pretty damn intense songs, and people were responding well. So, gotta say, man, if you have not heard Insanity, you're missing out. Brutal as all hell. And the shirt, with the severed heads and the blood. Actually, I have people in my family, they tell me that I can't go out in public with this shirt, or I have to wear a sweater over it because they're too embarrassed, or this shirt's too violent. But my feeling is this. If this shirt is offensive, I tell you, some of the things people wear in public, I think that's a lot more offensive than this shirt from Insanity. I mean, you're talking people wearing they look like they wear their pajamas, like they just rolled out of bed. I swear they look like they haven't taken a shower in days. Oh, but people can get offended by some bloody severed heads. Oh, wham, wham, wham. Or, the worst is somebody that pays like $150 for one of those fancy ass shirts designed by some ding dong rapper, right? Charges $150 for a stupid shirt, and you're wearing it because, it's a name, right? Or these hipsters, God, and their little douchey little clothes. That to me is more offensive than this. But oh no. I'm sure a lot of you watching this video that are fans of metal can agree. We have shirts that, they're extreme. They're definitely colorful, vulgar, violent, but offensive. I mean, wham. It's all in the eye of the beholder, in my opinion. So many things that you could say are hell, some of the things these girls be walking around, they look like strippers. Yeah, you're going to get offended by my Insanity shirt. Ah, jeez. Can't win sometimes, but I still wear this shirt. If I'm out in public, I'll wear it. I don't care. Now, if my family wants to complain, fine. I'll just respectfully wear it. But you know what? As I said, could be worse. Could be wearing another. Could be wearing a Nickelback shirt. That's the most offensive thing I think somebody could wear, because that music sucks. Oh my God, Nickelback. Or what else? Oh God, freaking Maroon 5. Ugh, douchey ass crap. I don't even know what you even call that music. It sounds like a bunch of whiny, bitchy ass guys got together. That's what it is. So, Insanity though, check them out if you haven't. Recommending it. You people better be getting this. This is what the kids should be listening to. Get them off that TikTok crap and that K-pop. Aye. But anyway, that is my recommendation for music. Before I get into my movie recommendation of this video I wanted to talk about, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Matt. He just put out a killer release with his project Pale Cremation. It's called Communion, Soviet Tapes 1984. If you like progressive rock, if you like doom metal, if you like synthwave inspired by John Carpenter, film scores, got to check this out. He's even referencing The Thing in this release. Yep, that's right. John Carpenter's The Thing, talking about that alien life form, talking about how you have to use fire to kill it. Even have some audio clips from the movie, paying respect to the great John Carpenter, Kurt Russell. That film's a classic. If you haven't seen The Thing, you have been seriously just depraved. You've been depraved, not given enough in your life. Who did not show you The Thing? Go watch it. But Matt, he did a good job. Very creative release. I like some synthwave, so I was impressed by some of the arrangements. Kind of reminded me of like a sci-fi horror video game, movie. Really cool. He had some good tracks and also just some jamming riffs, right? Because he comes from more of the doom metal world. That's where he kind of started there. He's been playing bass in some bands. Band I really like, Mournful Cries, doom metal band he was in. Kind of carried that over. But Pale Cremation right now, he's doing some more progressive rock, kind of pushing the boundaries, liking it. Got the alien sci-fi theme going, government conspiracies. You better believe it. Some good stuff right there. And unlike that Alex Jones, Matt's not a dumbass, okay? He's a smart guy. And when he's talking about these aliens and these conspiracy theories, he's not going out of left field going completely nuts. I mean, it's actually well done. You know, it's not just him going just complete crazy like that lunatic Alex Jones. Is that guy still around? Is that guy? I don't know. Like I said, though, you gotta support guys like Matt. And then the thing is, go on Bandcamp. It's only $1. That's right, the album's only $1. You go on OnlyFans, you dummies are paying $50 for a girl to show a photo of her peeing into a wine glass. What the hell type of world do we live in? That's what I'm saying. Save your money. Don't be giving those dumbass bitches on OnlyFans any of your damn money. Give it to guys like Matt, working hard, playing music, coming up with creative concepts. That's where your money should be going. Not to some girls eating bananas and whipped cream, and the sorority house is, you know, full of Sodom and Gomorrah, goddammit. Save your money. Actually, no. Give your money to Matt. That's who you should be giving it to, like I said. Give it to the people that deserve it. So I wanted to throw that out there. Good guy. Like I said, he's no nut like that Alex Jones. So there you go. He's an honorable man. I think Matt has the ability to one day become a representative. But unfortunately, if you want to become a politician or representative of a state, you got to be corrupt, because that's what it always seems to be with these douches. Anyway, moving on from that, just like I said, check out Pale Cremation. My movie recommendation is something I've watched clips from this film over the years. I like the style of film. It influenced a film that I really like. And I'm talking about Lady Snowblood. Now, I have heard this film, like I said, for years. People have been talking about it. They say, oh, you should watch it, Rob. You know, Kill Bill was kind of loosely inspired after I saw Lady Snowblood. Now I can see where, yeah, Quentin Tarantino took a lot from this Japanese film that I watched here, Lady Snowblood. It's actually part of the Criterion Collection. That's how I first came across my friend Raj. He loves the Criterion Collection. He goes to the Barnes & Noble. He buys them up when there's a sale. And Lady Snowblood, I always used to joke when I would see it. I would say, Raj, I don't even have to watch the movie. I know the plot of it. He goes, what do you mean? I said, Lady Snowblood. It's about a lady walking around in the snow, and it's her time of the month. And Raj would crack up, of course, in Barnes & Noble, and some person would overhear me and give me a dirty look because it was offensive, and I'd say, oh, wham, shut up. But anyway, that's when I was young. I've definitely matured. I try to be a little more respectful, open-minded. And I said, I should watch this Lady Snowblood after making jokes about it. Like I said, people described it to me as, oh, I think you would like it, Robbie. Revenge film. Got samurai swords, people getting chopped up, blood, guts, just like my Insanity shirt. So I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. I will finally watch the entirety of Lady Snowblood from start to finish. And I must say, it was a well-done film. I can understand, especially if this came out in the 1970s, I believe like 1973. Visually, for the time, it's a striking film. Really good cinema photography, acting. The woman who plays Lady Snowblood, Yuki, she does a really good job. And if you are into a film that's based on revenge, there's a lot of fighting, assassins, you'll like this. So I'll give you a little quick rundown of the plot. Lady Snowblood is about a young woman who goes on a revenge spree. The reason why she does this was her mother, her father, and brother were traveling. This was before the woman was born, and her father and brother were killed. Her mother was then raped by this group of 4. The mother, she actually was able to kill one of the people and get revenge first, but because she got arrested, she was going to spend the rest of her life in jail without being able to, go after the other 3. So her whole thing was, well, I need to have a child. So she sleeps around with as many guys as she can in prison, the prison guards, to have a child to then carry on the revenge. And that is Yuki, Lady Snowblood, who then becomes kind of this demon-type assassin figure raised by a monk who trained her, with strict discipline. And she goes on carrying out her mom's revenge. And I really actually have to say it was a creative story. Some of the Japanese films I have watched from the 70s that are part of the Criterion Collection, the House one, did not like it because it was, to me, the story was just wacky. This film, for being a violent, I guess you would say an exploitation film in the style of like 70s, even American like exploitation, violent, you know, crime, revenge films. This one, I thought because of the story and the way that it was just shot and everything, this was well done. So I would highly recommend it for people if you are interested in a film dealing with revenge. Yeah, the over-the-top violence is more kind of, to me, it can be kind of silly. Some of the blood, like when you see a guy, he gets, you know, she cuts him and he's holding and holding because it's like, okay, blood shoot out. And then finally it starts to just gush everywhere and you're just kind of laughing because it's like over the top. And I can see where the Japanese directors maybe, you know, were trying to, I don't know, take from the Americans, but they just kind of go a little too far. The overacting at times, the, you know, over dramatized scenes can be kind of interesting. But no, the woman who plays Yuki, aka Lady Snowblood, she does a good job. Very serious, good in the role. The fights, she's badass, man. I like to see her versus Art the Clown. That's all we need. That Terrifier 4. Have like a woman, a modern day Lady Snowblood, be the one to come to have to stop Art the Clown. I would pay money to see that. A badass, hot-looking Japanese chick fighting a clown that, you know, goes around killing people. Oh, could you imagine that? That'd be putting butts in the seats. I shouldn't be saying this on video. People might get this idea and make money off of it. Damien Leone, Terrifier 4, man. I know what you're gonna, if you want to make the big bucks, which, I mean, you're already making quite a good bit of money from what I heard Terrifier 3 did. But Terrifier 4, get a Japanese female, it's badass, take on Art the Clown. That's a blockbuster right there, just telling you. But anyway, Lady Snowblood, I would definitely say it is like a 4 out of 5 star film. It's up there, you know. I would definitely put it in like the 90 percentile Rotten Tomatoes. It was pretty good. I mean, I had some minor complaints, like I said, with the, for the time, I have to be respectful though with the special effects and maybe the acting again. But for the most part, it was a good film. So I highly recommend it. And I'm sure all you metal people, again, swords, blood, you're going to like it. Just like Insanity. Can't see why anybody wouldn't, unless they're a puss. There you go. All right, everybody, Rob the Metal Guy signing out. If you have any questions about what I've talked about in this video, feel free to throw a comment on the bottom. And remember, check out that new Pale Cremation, or else I'm going to send some aliens after you. They're going to come down from outer space, those drone aliens. That's what those drones might be, alien life forms. But the government won't tell us, like always. Anyway, everyone, signing off. Have a good one. Rob the Metal Guy. Later.